Welcome into the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about this new Denzel Curry record entitled Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. He released that on March 25th. This is his fifth studio album, and it follows 2019 Zoo. And it really has just been a pleasure to watch this guy develop as an artist over the last decade. Really just one of those cats that has become so consistent, and you can rely on him every time he puts out a new album to just put out a good project. This one, 45 minutes, 14 songs. It covers such a fun spectrum of music. And that's what I really dig about this guy, is that he respects his elders. You can feel that influence of old school guys like Five Dog, Love and Forever, by the way, if you haven't checked that out, but guys like Nas as well. But he's a trailblazer in his own right. And I'm looking at a song like Satuichi on this track, the penultimate track, where, he's really laying out new ground and experimenting with an old sound. And I love that about this guy. I love that, he's able to bring all of that together and just make really succinct type projects. His albums are incredible. And this new record, really easy to argue that it is probably one of his best. 27 years of age. This guy's incredible. It's crazy to think of how young he was when he got started. But it's great to listen to a guy like him lyrically as well. So much substance there. Really a mature guy. I really dig the perspective that he provides on this record. And there's a lot of people that might not necessarily agree with that perspective, but I would argue, and I think that Denzel might argue that you don't get to a place where he's at without that type of just tough attitude, that attitude of grinding and not really paying attention to the outside world as far as, the way that they want to define you. Just, keeping your head down, doing your own thing, and allowing your work and what you do on a daily basis to define yourself. And that's really what he's all about and why I admire him so much as an artist. So I think it's great that he's out there. I think that there's so many artists that aren't the type of influence that Denzel is. So I really appreciate that this cat has got the visibility that he has, and that he's, making the kind of music that he is, because not only is it great, but he deserves the limelight. I really think that he's earned it, and I'm glad he's there. This thing got a number of fun guest appearances too. It kicks off with Melt Session #1. And man, I just talk about the dynamic and this old school feel. It's like, I love this mellow jazzy intro, and the percussion comes in. It's got this great piano, really just a nice jazzy feel in this song. Great way to kick it off. Leads into Walkin', which is one of my favorite tracks on this thing. It is just a phenomenal song. Great mellow funky groove. The bass is it rides the song out, man. It's got this peaceful vacuum modal with like really pretty melody as well. It is an excellent track. Certainly one of my favorites. Worst Comes to Worst is your third song. It's got a great beat, piano melody. Is a little dark. This music feels slightly sinister a bit, but I like that about it. It's got a nice build in the music, and that it draws back to this kind of minimal thing and rebuilds as the song progresses. So I like the structure there in that song. John Wayne is your fourth track. It's got this great vocal intro and just this thick rolling bass that drives it. I like the way that this his voice just meanders in this. It's just a kind of like a lethargic rhyming scheme that he's got, but it's a great flow, and it really matches the music well. The last is your fifth track. It's got this vocal chorus. This is really working nicely on the guest appearance there, and then really liking the minimal synth and trap beat that's driving that song. Mental is your sixth track. This song is so good. Definitely one of my favorites as well. Just this chill piano carries this track. It's got this nice R&B feel, and just the number of different influences and genres as far as hip hop that he's traversed just within this first part of the album is absolutely incredible. Leads into Troubles, which is your seventh track. It's mellow and definitely a contemporary feel in this song, which I like that dynamic. I like his ability to be old school and to, again, lay down new ground. Ain't No Way, your eighth track, is got this spooky melody, trap beat, and a bit of it as well. And then it's like a two-parter as well. It's really interesting the way that this second part kicks in. It's a little brighter, and it's got more of an R&B drive to it. Your ninth song, X-Wing, strings are gorgeous in this thing. This is probably my favorite track on the song, and Denzel's flow on this thing is just so solid. I think it's probably, lyrically and as far as his rhyme schemes, I think that this is his best. I really dig this track a lot. Angels is your 10th song. Nice jazz influence on this track as well, leading into The Smell of Death. This is an interesting song that's got Thundercat on the feature. It definitely sounds like Thundercat is working with him on that song. Into Sandro, your 12th track, which is very thick and bass driven. Satuichi, this is your penultimate track, and I love the way this song, it's just got this really chill element. It reminds me a bit of Rick Ross and what he'd do, Florida guys. But then it breaks into this breakbeat thing. Call it the chorus or what you will, but there's this second part of the song that, it's so different, but the way they blend is just a really nice example of the way that Denzel is so good. I mean, I hear a track like this and it just doesn't surprise me that he handled a Rage Against the Machine cover of Bulls on the Parade as well as he did. And he's just, he's that dynamic and talented. He can do so much so well. The Ills, your final song. This thing just ends as it starts. Nice jazzy feel to cap this thing off. And definitely probably one of the best records of 2022 so far. This record was really a lot of fun to listen to. Sorry it took me so long to get around to this, guys, but I'm sure if you haven't had a chance to listen to, you're going to make some time this week to check it out. I would encourage you to do so. Go to the record store. We're going to vinyl please this thing. Pick up a copy. Hope you enjoyed this album, and I hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the thing to help me blow this project up in 2022, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.